Are you living your life to your fullest, or are you letting your fears stop you from living it? I can tell you that in my life, for the longest time, I let my fears stop me from doing things that I loved. I couldn't make new friends. I wouldn't want to hang out with the friends that I already had. I couldn't even go to the store and pay for my own stuff. It just stopped me from doing everyday life things that people would think of as normal. Like, going to volleyball tournaments was one of the scariest things, just because there were so many people there and I felt like they were all watching me. But today I'm going to be explaining to you how fear can affect your life and why you should stop living in it by explaining what fear is, the causes of fear, and strategies to overcome your fears. According to the article Fear by Psychology Today, fear is a vital response to physical and emotional danger that has been pivotal throughout evolution. Fear is a feeling felt by everyone, but just because it's felt by everyone doesn't mean that we all share the same fears. Like, even though I have a fear of people, you might have a fear of spiders. Everybody's different. So now that I started explaining what fear is, you might be thinking of anxiety. Well, actually, fear and anxiety are the same thing. Tanya Janovic defines anxiety in What is Anxiety as the body's reaction to stressful, dangerous, or unfamiliar situations. It is an ongoing feeling that can affect someone's everyday life. Comparing the two definitions of fear and anxiety, the words can be interchanged for each other. Now that we've gone over what fear is, let's start to think of some of the causes. 7 Hidden Causes of Fear That Could Explain Why You Avoid Some Things in Your Life by Sherry Hurd talks about many causes, but today I'm only going to be talking about a few of those: failure, trauma, and insecurities. Going deeper into these thoughts, failure can cause someone to procrastinate, to avoid even having the opportunity to fail someone, and they also tend to put others before themselves, so that way they can please others and make sure that others are happy, so that way they feel like they didn't fail them. And it's just something that your mind makes you do and makes you think to help avoid your fear, I guess. And trauma can result in fears such as people in cars, being abused by someone mentally or physically in a relationship, or your family, or even just by your friends, can cause a fear of people. And car accidents is often something that people think of when they think of fears, when they think of, like, especially trauma, when you're thinking of fears. And all of these things can just trigger anything going on or any of these fears. And insecurities is a big fear that many women and men struggle with, from self-image to just having trust issues. They can all be considered fears, and they're all put in that category. And it's just something that I think a lot of you can all relate with. And if not, you probably know someone that can. And lastly, I'm going to be talking about strategies that can help you overcome your fears. How to Stop Living in Fear by Team Tony does a good job of explaining different strategies that we can use to help ourselves. So the first strategy that he explains is to find the main source of your fear. Basically, what this means is, what causes your fear? You can even just ask yourself that simple question, and it can start a whole train of thoughts going on in your head. Just by knowing what starts your fear can help you a lot to just overcome your fear, or start your process to overcome your fear. And after you do that, you should write down your thoughts, just so you don't forget them in the future. And writing down your thoughts can also help you just express your feelings and how you're fearing something. And if you don't have the time to write it down, or if you just aren't feeling like it, keeping a mental note in your head also does the same job. Just knowing going into something that you fear it can help you, like, calm down your stress about it, and just know that you are going to have an issue with it when you go into it. So after you do all that, setting goals is something that can extremely help you get rid of your fear. And you can even just set like simple, easy goals. Like, something that I would set would be going to school and asking a teacher for help. Just raising my hand in class to either ask for help or just answering a question that I already know. And along with that is like exposure therapy. That's basically what it is. You could also go to the store and pay for your own food or pay for your own clothes or whatever you're buying that day. And it's just something that's super useful that can really help you to either go out of your way to overcome your fear or just stop avoiding it in the time and do it for yourself. And although you're doing this, I would make sure that you go at your own pace just so you don't scare yourself, because you're already afraid of it, and scaring yourself even more can cause an even bigger fear of something. And the last thing that I'm going to be talking about to help you overcome your fear is self-care. And it has been proven to be a very useful strategy. And it can be something as simple as changing your stance. Say you usually slouch. You can just sit up straight. Something super simple, but it can really help you. And something that I personally like to do is change my style. So instead of wearing sweatshirts and sweatpants all the time, I decide to wear flannels. And I even wear hoops to help myself put my hair up, just anything to help you feel better and to make you look better, I guess, if you want to say that. But it just helps you to be more confident in yourself, so that way you don't have as big as a fear of people judging you or anything in that general area. And you can also just do things for you. Like, don't think about what others are thinking of you. Don't think about what you necessarily look like to other people, because you don't know everything. Just do it for you, not for anybody else. So, in conclusion, I talked about what fear is, causes of fear, and some strategies to overcome your fears. It is time for you to be proactive in your life and face your fears.